where slavery was, emerged a country in Africa where African American call home. We're happy to share the night with you and to greet you and to let you know that always you have a home in Africa. You have a place that was founded by your fathers, a country that was founded by free slaves from America. We hope that whether it is in Maryland or in Monrovia, tonight, as we celebrate the legacy of Dr. King, we all remember when we choose to work as Black people, we can achieve what we want to achieve. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman. One of the great things about America is something Dr. King said many, many years ago. Dr. King said the greatness of America is the right to protest for right. Then he went on to say the following. He said the greatest thing an American can do in a democracy, the greatest march, Dr. King said, that an American can participate in is the march to the ballot box. Dr. King says when you march to the ballot box in great numbers, you elect people to public office who can make a difference. And so I was so proud when the Caucus of African American Leaders endorsed for mayor of the city of Annapolis, our next speaker. He won with 73% of the vote because I think people were saying, we want a mayor to continue the progress that we've seen over the last 8 years. Please join me in welcoming to the podium the mayor of Annapolis, Jared Lippman.
Thank you so much. It is absolutely my pleasure and honor to be here tonight to bring greetings on behalf of the city of Annapolis. And I'd like to call out my colleagues on the city council at table 24. Can we give a round of applause for them, please? I am so proud to be from Annapolis and from Maryland right now. I had the distinct pleasure of sitting on the House floor on Wednesday for the swearing in of our new Speaker of the House, Speaker Peña Melnick. Such an impressive woman. I've had the pleasure this week of hearing our esteemed Governor Wes Moore speak so enthusiastically, so passionately about how we as Marylanders stand up for each other in the work and progress that we make. I got to see our county executive and our county executive speak to how we are going to stand up for each other, support each other's families, that all residents are important and valued. All these things don't happen by accident. To have the diversity and the experience and the diverse perspectives that you have as your elected leaders, appointees, it's thanks to organizations like the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Committee for hosting events like this. It's due to the work of people like Snowden. Thank you so much, Carl. It's for people like Senator Shanika Henson, who so passionately talks on the Senate floor about the importance of standing up for all people in Annapolis and Maryland and throughout the district. These people are amazing. And I think that collectively, we in Maryland show the rest of the country the importance of diverse perspectives and getting to the point where not only is it no longer a barrier to be someone of a different perspective, but it actually shows how beneficial that we can all work together and all those perspectives together, white, black, Hispanic, male, female, young, old, all of us working together is actually what makes us so special and so wonderful. And so I thank all of you for the honor of being elected, for being here and bringing greetings. But again, thank you to the, ooh, that's much better. So it's my pleasure to speak with you all again. Again, thank you for all of Annapolis and showing why we should all be so proud to be whether Annapolitans or from Maryland in this day and age as we're facing challenges from across the country and across the world. Thank you so much for your attention tonight.
Governor Moore has done amazing things. I've heard him speak many times. But one of the things he has said so often, so many times, he's at the great responsibility and ability to appoint judges. We have some judges here tonight that are in office because of Governor Moore. His appointments have been historic, but he has said publicly on more than one occasion, one of the greatest moments that he ever had as governor was when he had the opportunity to appoint our next speaker. Would you please welcome to the podium the Honorable Shanika Henson, State Senator from District 30.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I greet you in the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. I thank you all for being here, for making your way here. If you sat in the same traffic that I did, then you are intentionally here tonight. I was thinking about today and the events of today, realizing that I just stepped off the floor of the Maryland Senate. We are in our 90-day session. We started on Wednesday, the 449th legislative session here in the Maryland General Assembly. It took an act of Congress to create the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, to recognize the holiday. An act of Congress that was signed into law by President Ronald Reagan in the same year that two of tonight's honorees created me. Amongst the distinguished honorees tonight are my wonderful parents, Nolan and Terry Henson. It took an act of Congress to make it a national holiday, an act of the General Assembly to make it a Maryland holiday. But it takes all of you and the people in this room to keep the legacy of Dr. King alive today. It is your act of coming out to celebrate, to honor the legacy. It is the work that you do in your organizations, in your churches, in your community, and your roles that you have as leaders every day to honor the legacy of Dr. King. It is telling the truth with courage that honors the legacy of Dr. King. It is standing up to injustice that honors the legacy of Dr. King. It is embracing people who don't look like you but have the same needs as you that honors the legacy of Dr. King. That is what you are doing to honor the legacy of Dr. King. So we each have our own role to play. We each have our own way that we uniquely can add to the legacy of Dr. King and keep the dream alive. But what we all have is the responsibility to make sure that the dream that he left, the blueprint that he laid out on how we can move this nation forward, no matter the challenge, that we pick that mantle up, we dust that blueprint off, and when we face the times like we are facing now, that we remember that we can be down, but we will never be defeated. We know the way. He's shown the way, and that is the true legacy of Dr. King. So as we embark on this 449th legislative session in your Maryland General Assembly, we are doing it with the legacy of Dr. King in the front of us. We are doing it with the hope that each of you have bestowed in us behind us. And we are doing it with the faith and the courage that we know that it takes to bring progress on behalf of the great state of Maryland. Thank you all.
Then I happen to mention to you that her appointment was historic because she's the first African-American woman to represent Legislative District 30. Let's give her another round of applause. We're just so full of history this evening. And every time I think of Dr. King, and every time I think of what he has meant, people often hear me refer to my mother, who I love dearly. I'm what they call a mama's boy. I just love my mama. Because through her eyes, she taught me many things. My mother passed at the age of 104. When my mother was born, women didn't have the right to vote. Women couldn't vote. And then along comes a movement, the suffrage movement, the civil rights movement, gay rights movement, the labor movement, movements that produce change. So is it any wonder that it's my honor, my pleasure, to introduce the first woman to hold the position of Maryland Comptroller, Brooke Lieberman.
Good evening, friends.
Good evening.
Thank you so much, Leader Carl. Thank you for all that you do to bring us together year after year for this historic and special event. It's such an honor to be on the stage with these doers, and it's an honor to be in this room, especially in these challenging times when each one of us will continue to say, we can do better, we will do better, and we are going to persist. So thank you, all of you. No, I think especially during challenging times like now, it's important that we come together, that we breathe in one another, that we work with one another, that we fortify one another for the work that is before us. It is truly an honor to be here with all of you tonight, but it is even more of an honor to work with each of you each and every day. To make sure that we are leaving Maryland better than we found it for our children and our grandchildren. My core value and belief is that we all do better when we all do better. And I work to make sure that we can realize a Maryland where we are all doing better each and every day. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you, more importantly, for showing up tomorrow. I'm with you. Onwards. Thank you, everybody.
Our next person to bring greetings. He's done 3 amazing things, in my humble opinion. He endorsed for governor, our current governor. But I want to tell you something. He didn't endorse him when everybody else was out there and it was clear that he was going to be the winner. Stuart Pittman looked at the candidates that were running for public office. And despite what other people were saying, it's not politically astute, it's not politically savvy, it's not politically smart to endorse a man who at that time had about 5 percentage points. But Stuart said he had met with this man, and he truly believed that he was the best to become governor. And ironically, he and that governor had something in common. Neither of them had ever held public office before. Neither of them knew for certain that they would win, but they had a desire to serve their community. And I'm just so proud of the partnership that we've had with Stuart Pittman. He has done some marvelous things. Please welcome to the podium the Honorable Stuart Pittman.
Thank you, Carl. We're keeping it short because we got a lot of these are just introductories. We'll all have a lot of opportunity to say a lot of things over the next year, but I think everybody in this room knows that this is my last year in office, and everything I do this year seems like a goodbye. I don't feel like it's a goodbye, but this will be my last as county executive, Dr. Martin Luther King dinner. And as I was coming here, I always read Dr. King's speech as I'm coming here to sort of get into the spirit. And this time it was give us the ballot, the speech at the Lincoln Memorial in 1957 in front of 20,000 people about voting rights. that always intimidates me because I can't speak the way Dr. King can speak. Nobody can. I would have to spend hours and hours trying to write it down. It's like poetry. But it did make me think that traditions and history are so important to the movement for justice that we're all part of. And when I decided to run for county executive in Anne Arundel County, and everybody thought it was some kind of a joke, because the last guy had won by 22 points 4 years before, and who is this farm boy from South County? I went around and I met with different people, and I remember meeting with Carl Snowden for the first time. I know he wasn't impressed with me. He's not impressed. You did get on board. And then I met with so many leaders in the black community of Anne Arundel County. And I was trying to build a coalition that would create a majority. And I will tell you that that would never have happened, could never have happened, if the black community of Anne Arundel County were not organized. I'm not saying that everybody jumped on board for me and was all excited right away. It was that folks were organized. And when they were organized, they talked to each other and make decisions and then act. And I could not have governed and done the things that I did if folks were not organized, if there were not the Caucus of African American Leaders and NAACP and many other organizations as well, but always together in Anne Arundel County. And that is the reason why we have an Office of Equity and Human Rights. And that is the reason why, after George Floyd was killed, we were able to get through it, and we organized then, and we brought black youth together. Remember it was during COVID, so we were doing everything virtually, but that's why we got the body-worn cameras, and that's why we got the Police Accountability Board, and that's part of the reason why I think we ended up with an amazing police chief, first black woman police chief in Anne Arundel County, and Amal Awad. And then, y'all guided me to figure out what to do with Crownsville Hospital. And that process that we participated in together to get the master plan for Crownsville Hospital Memorial Park is going to reflect the history that you all know very well about Crownsville. And it's going to be a magical place for healing in Anne Arundel County because you all were organized. And I will absolutely say that I would never have had the nerve to get up at Maryland Hall and give on behalf of the government of Anne Arundel County, but also as Stuart Pittman, the official apology for slavery of Anne Arundel County, and then initiate a real, honest conversation about reparations in Anne Arundel County subsequently. So thank you. I just want to say thank you so much for getting me to do these things and providing this journey for me, and for all showing up tonight as well. Thank you.
There's a man that I remember so fondly. Some of you know him, some of you have never met him. But I think the thing that really struck me about the late Robert Eves, he would come to these dinners, and time again, he would never come by himself. He made it a point to always bring young people. I used to see Robert Eves, and he'd have them kids in the back, and for many of those young kids, they never had an opportunity to come to a dinner like this. And Robert just faithfully kept bringing them. And then that tragic situation happened. It's been 6 years. Robert succumbed to what many people died from, COVID. And when he died, the question was, how do we honor him? And thanks to the man who's going to come to make this special presentation, Louis Bracey, Louis decided to use his own money to each year at this occasion to give a scholarship to some worthy young student from Anne Arundel County. With no further ado, here's Lewis Bracey making the presentation to the student this year. Lewis?
I'd like to have Ms. Mackenzie Adams please come to the stage. Ms. Mackenzie Adams. This is my first time myself meeting the young lady, but I hope you read her bio, and you know that this lady, this young lady, I don't know when you sleep, because you do so much. You understand? So this is our this year recipient for the Robert Eves Award. I brought my nephew with me tonight, the good doctor. He is someone that you can look up to because he has a big brain and he does a great job. So I brought my nephew with me today, Mr. Jasper Lewis, Dr. Jasper Lewis, to help present this award. And Carl, did you want to do anything special? Okay. You're always rushing me. So, thank you, and do well. And before we roll over to the next thing, can I have all the men in here stand up for just 5 seconds? All the men. All the men. That's all the men. Okay, Mr. Snow don't know I'm going to do this. He can cuss me out later. But you know that this proceeds from this event will be going to the memorial for Malcolm X. And I wanted the men to stand up because I know over 150 of you in this room. We should be able to retire the remaining debt tonight because there's not a man in here who do not owe a legacy to Malcolm X, whether you knew him or not. But I know for a fact there's over 150 men in here tonight who have told me how much they respect and honor Malcolm X. So I'm one of those people that you either blank or you get off the pot. So I'm asking all the men in here tonight to make a commitment to donate so we can clear this debt tonight. Tonight, not tomorrow, tonight. Because I know what 150 of you can do if you want. And so, please, men, stand up, stand up, stand up, and support it.
Thank you very much. Lewis just gave a rousing appeal, but you're going to see some beautiful women who are volunteers who are going to be coming by and asking for a donation for that memorial. How do you, in the time that's been allotted to us, how do you just say thank you to the men and women who are being honored tonight? So what I want each of the honorees to understand, we're going to be doing this video, and then during dinner, Arlene Jackson is going to come and tap you on your shoulder. Please follow her when she does that. We've got a nice little surprise for the honorees. With no further ado, our first honoree will appear on the screen.
Dr. Karen Johnson, the senior pastor and co-founder of First Christian Community Church.
Yes, Karen Johnson.
Everyone.
evening. I am Reverend Dr. Karen Johnson, the senior pastor and co-founder of First Christian Community Church of Annapolis, located in Crownsville, Maryland. First and foremost, I am here by the grace of God, who has tremendously blessed me beyond anything that I can imagine. To the MLK committee, thank you so much for the kind gesture that you've extended toward me. I was both surprised and humbled by the selection. I accept this recognition not for myself, but on behalf of my FC3 pastoral team and leadership, as well as our partners. You see, when a true vision comes from God, it always requires more than one person. It requires us to have a reliance upon God and the collaboration of other people's gifts and talents in order to see that vision through. I thank God for the best team and congregation on this side of heaven. To my son Ricky and to my daughter Erica, thank you. Thank you for giving me a reason to live and not to just exist. And to my entire family, thank you for your love and for your support. I should say your constant love and your constant support. It means everything to me. To all other faith leaders, we have been called into the kingdom for a time such as this, to point the world toward Christ and to boldly confront, challenge, and demand authorities to address and dismantle broken systems and unequal power structures that deny God's justice, distort human dignity, and wound the most vulnerable among us. May we move forward together, led by faith, compelled by love, and committed to justice. Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. Our next honoree, Shay Cook.
Hello, everyone. I want leaders and the other organizers for your tireless work in our community. Receiving the Drum Major Award is a profound honor. I've always looked up to Dr. King's extraordinary service to God's people. During these chaotic times in our world, I'm especially proud to be a Marylander because of the steady service of leaders like Governor Moore, Congresswoman Elthrath, and our Anne Arundel County NAACP President Stephen White. We are fortunate to live in a state where leadership means prioritizing people over profits. People often ask, what drives my work? To be clear, my why is rooted in the obedience to God's calling. It is a true honor bestowed by Him to serve as the CEO and founder of Crusaders for Change, and is the Anne Arundel County NAACP Economic Empowerment Chair. My mission is to be a servant leader, helping God's people find financial wellness and stability. I learned the heart of service from my parents. Mom and Dad, thank you for leading by example. From Dad's service in the Army and Mom's years with the Girl Scouts, your leadership today is both ordained reverends. You taught me that to lead is to serve. To my extended family, friends, C4C team, and this incredible community, thank you for your constant support. And finally, being at LaFontaine is a beautiful full circle moment. Nearly 27 years ago, my husband and I held our wedding reception in this very same place. To my husband Nate and our daughter Alana, while my calling comes from God, you are my true loves. Thank you for your unwavering support as I walk in my purpose. Thank you, and God bless.
Would you please stand so we can again recognize you? My sister. Our next honoree, Dr. Sean Ashworth.
Friends, family, and the other honorees this evening. I have paused from the work that I do every day, delivering food to people. My name is Dr. Shawn Ashworth, and on behalf of the Food for Thought volunteers and our purposeful partners, I am overjoyed and deeply honored to receive the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drum Major Award. Dr. King taught us that greatness is found in service, and that each of us has the power to shape the future through love, courage, and action. And I'm all about action. And let me tell you, our volunteers, they show up every day with heart, they show up with joy, and they show up because we believe that together we can change lives. One person, one moment, one act of kindness, one community at a time. Food for Thought is about community, about feeding minds, spirits, lives with hope, dignity, and purpose. It's our reminder that the dream is still alive and that we all have an opportunity to play in carrying out that dream. This award belongs to every volunteer who gives their time, every partner who says, yes, Shawn, let's do it together, and every neighbor who reminds us that the work we do matters. Thank you for this honor. Thank you for believing in us and community. Thank you for helping us keep Dr. King's dream alive, today, tomorrow, and always. Let's keep going.
Everybody with a PhD, please stand. Anybody? Oh, I'm serious. PhDs, please stand. I'm telling you, Dr. King's impact in America. This morning I had a conversation with a woman who has a PhD, Dr. Bailey, and I told Dr. Bailey when she talked to me this morning, we shared something. I was so excited because she said something to me that I know had to be said again and again and again. Chief Johnson and I have had conversations over the years, and it's something of what knowing something that others may not know. There's something but knowing something that others may not know. When I talked to Dr. Fairley this morning, she and I had this little trip down memory lane. And I know there are people in this room that have forgotten what America used to be like. I know that there are people in this room, after hearing Dr. Ashworth, did not know that there was a time that Dr. Ashworth, with her PhD, if she was in Anne Arundel County, I don't care that she had a PhD, she could not earn the same amount of money as a white peer or counterpart. And then came along a man named Walter Mills. And Mr. Mills filed a lawsuit. His lawyer at the time, Chief Johnson, was Thurgood Marshall. And thanks be to God that there was the wisdom of our elders who understood faith and understanding that no matter what the troubles are, that there is a power in the universe that will see us through. And I'm just so proud of the accomplishments that we've made. With no further ado, our next honoree will also have to be a doctor.
I am deeply humbled and honored to be with you today. My sincere thanks to the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Committee for this prestigious Drum Major Award. Dr. King famously preached about the drum major instinct, the human desire to be first, to be important, and to be recognized. But he, like Jesus, challenged us to shift this instinct towards service and love. For the past 20 years, my service and passion has been rooted in the world of STEM. To me, being a STEMologist is about serving, inspiring, and empowering. Through STEM initiatives, I have sought to ensure that the gates of innovation are open to everyone, especially our underserved students. NAMA's mission is to show these brilliant young minds that they don't just belong in the classroom, they belong in our service academies and in the highest seats of global leadership. We want them to know that they have the talents not just to participate in the future, but to architect it. When I look at the students we serve, I don't just see potential. I see the next generation of drum majors for justice and progress. This award is not a finish line. It is a drumbeat that calls me to keep on serving. I accept this honor on behalf of every student who ever dared to dream and every mentor who helped clear the path. Let us continue to inspire and to serve so that our living is not in vain. Thank you.
So we can acknowledge her again, please. We'll have a short break for the program. It's my pleasure to bring the Madam Speaker up. I love saying that, Madam Speaker. But she's going to make an announcement. Somebody lost their credit card. And she's going to give that name.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. The name is Ivan Morales Huera. Ivan Morales Huera, your credit card's here. Ivan Morales Huera.
Our next honoree.
Good evening. My name is Midshipman First Class Tymeek Goodman, United States Naval Academy, class of 2026. I'm the president of the Midshipman Black Studies Club here at the United States Naval Academy and also the 5th Company Commander. And whatever I do, whether in word or deed, I do it all in the name of Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God, the Father through him. Colossians 3:17. I grew up in Baltimore, and as a young kid, I didn't see many positive examples of service. So I knew, as I became a man, service would be a core value of mine. This is why I am exceptionally honored and proud to accept this award today, knowing it has only been made possible through those who have continuously poured into me and made sacrifices. The people who I call my family. This journey has been challenging, humbling, and deeply meaningful. And this is why I vow to continue serving my community. Those who may look like me and those who may not. Those who may think like me and those who may not. Those who may come from where I come from and those who may not. Because a true leader is a servant of all. Thank you to the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Committee for presenting me with this award. Thank you to my parents, LaTanya Smiley and Donald Goodman, for raising me. Thank you to Lieutenant Williamson for nominating me for this award. Thank you to the late Honorable Congressman Elijah Cummings for believing in me. And thank you to United States Naval Academy for presenting me with this opportunity.
Would you please have that young man stand up again? Baltimoreans! Baltimoreans! He makes us proud. And if I'm right, Anthony, smooth. One more? Two more. Thank you, sir. Our next honoree.
Good evening. I am Pastor Terry Henson.
And I'm Pastor Nolan Henson. I'd first of all like to thank everyone who has ever participated. We're receiving the Drum Majors Award, and that is one that Martin Luther King himself would be proud of. Martin Luther King had many statements. I always like to say this: do as much good as you can, for as many as you can, for as long as you can. That's one of the philosophies. We are representing Kenya with love here, so it would be appropriate. My wife Terry, one of the founders of Kenya with Love, but also we have some of our board people here, some of our members. Janelle Price is here today with us, and Regina Lewis is here today with us. Summer Royal is here with us. Devon Brown just came from a magnificent trip to Kenya, East Africa. As many of you know me in the community, you know for 23 years I've been working in Kenya, East Africa. We are invited to other countries, but I keep it to Kenya. So I'd like to thank you guys for this award. And again, I'm Nolan Henson. My team is sitting here. If you'd like to join us at any time, please feel free to contact me, Nolan Henson. And again, thank you, Carl. Thank you, the whole committee and everybody that see fit that we have this award.
Thank you again. We appreciate it. It's an honor and it's a privilege to be recognized with such a prestigious award. God bless you.
Anthony? Would you please have the Reverend Nolan Henson? I am so proud of them. They're going to be taking their grandchildren and others to Africa. It's an experience. And they also mentioned earlier that if you are interested in getting involved with Kenya with Love, please see them. We have one other presentation. We're going to keep the program on time. And notice it said dinner at 7. So we're right at that point. Anthony? Yes, try to keep moving.
Good evening. I am Cleveland L. Horton II, Executive Director of the Maryland Commission on Civil Rights. I am deeply honored and truly humbled to receive the 2026 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dream Keepers Award. To be recognized in the name of Dr. King is not simply an accolade, it is a call. I extend my sincere gratitude to the Dr. King Jr. Award Committee and directors whose unwavering dedication to justice, equity, and community empowerment continues to inspire generations. Your leadership is not accidental. Dr. King once said, life's most persistent and question is, what are you doing for others? And continues to guide my work. It challenges each of us to see justice not as a concept, but as a daily practice. Fanning nobody's free. Those words compel us to stand, to speak when silence is compassion and conscience, and determined to build the beloved community Dr. King envisioned. Thank you for this wonderful honor.
Cleveland, would you please stand? Brother Cleveland Horton is doing such a marvelous job. Two other quick things before we go to dinner. Every time I think of birthdays, I always know it's a special moment. And every time I think of Dr. King, I think about how special he was. But I also know something else. We sometimes have people who make a huge difference in our lives. They're just special. And too often we wait until it's time to do the eulogy. Well, this evening, I want to take this occasion to wish somebody a happy birthday that's here this evening. He's not expecting this. So, Anthony, would you play? Anthony, you're correct. Anthony, you're correct. I got ahead of myself. I tell you what, here it is. There he is, William Rao, doing the 2-minute excerpt of I Have a Dream.
I say to you today, my friends,
I'm worried about our nation because it's...
You upstage. I say to you today, my friends, that in spite of all the difficulties and frustrations of the moment, I still have a dream. Now, this dream is deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi, a desert state sweltering with the heat of injustice and oppression, will be transformed into a mighty oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that one day my 4 little children one day be able to live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream that one day the state of Alabama, with its vicious racists, and with the governor whose lips are dripping with the words of hatred, will one day be in Alabama where black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with white boys and white girls and walk together as brothers and sisters. I have a dream today. And this will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. So let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. And let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous peaks of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and every molehill of Mississippi. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. When we allow freedom to ring, we let it ring from every village and from every hamlet, from every state and from every city. We will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestant and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Let's give it up to William Rao. One more time. Let me see if I got it right this time. I was saying that we should tell people who are significant in our lives that we care for them, we love them, that we often wait to give eulogies. And birthdays are those things you should celebrate because you're celebrating the birth and life of somebody. So tonight, with no further ado, let us celebrate this upcoming birthday. Chief Joseph S. Johnson's birthday is the weekend of the month. Happy birthday, Chief. I wish I could be like Stevie Wonder. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you. Give him a round of applause. I am just so happy to have known him and to have seen what he's done, the difference he's made. Which brings me to the final point before we go to dinner. There's some people in this room who have not heard what's about to be heard. It's only 2 minutes or so. But when I first heard it, and I'm a student of Dr. King, I know a lot about him, more than most people. But thanks to Cleveland Horton, he gave me an excerpt of something that Dr. King delivered. Please listen patiently, quietly, intensely to what Dr. King was saying to us as a nation. A year later, after you hear these remarks,
I'm going to be honest enough to tell you that I'm worried about America. I'm worried about our nation because it's sick with racism still. Just think about the fact that we live in a nation which was founded on the principle that all men are created equal. And yet men are still arguing over whether the color of a man's skin determines the content of his character. And I believe that the Lord told me to say to the United States of America that is sick with militarism and is sick with excessive materialism. Have you ever thought about it? There are between 38 and 50 million people in the United States of America who are poverty-stricken, making income less than the poverty level. And yet, this is the richest nation in the history of the world. Our national gross product this year will go beyond $800 billion. And yet, there are between 38 and 50 million people who are poverty-stricken. Now, there's something wrong. A lot of people are afraid to say it. But I don't mind saying it. You see, somebody said to me the other night, don't you think, Dr. King, you are going to have to start speaking more in terms of the administration's policy? Because since you started talking against the war in Vietnam, it's hurt the budget of your organization, and people who once respected you don't respect you anymore. And I had to look over and say, sir, I'm sorry, but you don't know me. I'm not a consensus leader. I don't determine what is right and wrong by looking at the budget of my organization, and I don't determine what is right and wrong by taking a Gallup poll of the majority opinion. And so because there's something wrong, our struggle must continue. And what we must see is that our nation's summers of riots are caused by our nation's winters of delay.
It's a blessing to be in this house this evening. I know I stand between a room full of hungry people and the meal. Let us all pray. Gracious and everlasting God, the creator of all of us, the one who sustains us and grants unto us clarity of thought, clarity of vision, clarity of action, we pray that you would use the food that has been prepared, bless it, so that it may give us strength, nourishment, fortitude to continue to fight for justice, to continue to stand against injustice and oppression in every way it raises its head. We pray, God, that you would continue to infuse our hearts together, hand in hand, allow us not just to march, but to fight until our dying breath, so that generations yet unborn will be able to stand in this space and say, there were people who went before us that did not give up, did not roll over, did not throw in the towel, but they stood so that we would have a chance. Bless us as we dine, bless us as we celebrate, but bless us as we recommit ourselves to face every struggle in this world. In thy name and for thy sake we pray. Amen. Amen. Dinner will be served momentarily.
Is Skip with us? Skip, where are you? Skip, can you come meet the county executive quickly, please? Dinner is served.
Extreme CP time every year.
I gotta go see your mom.
Oh,
Russell. Russell. Win. The CMC political leader, Mr. Musa Hassan Belete, representative of Nimba County, is right here tonight celebrating with a group of black folks. It's the annual Martin Luther King dinner here in Maryland, the U.S. Mr. Belete, welcome again. Soon as you enter, you were recognized as a Liberian and given the podium. What is it like for you being here first?
Well, it's good. It's a good feeling. Every time I have the opportunity to represent my country, I'm happy to do that. You know, our relationship with the African American community is special. It is their parents, their grandparents that created Liberia. So we always pay homage to them. I'm really proud to be here. I'm happy to have been invited. It's an honor, the quality and caliber of people, government officials that are here, that we're talking to. You know, it's a good feeling, and it gives you a glimpse into the future.
Somebody might have missed your short statement. You want to just, in a nutshell, tell us what the message was?
I try to link Liberia with United States historically, and tell the African American community that they should look at Liberia as their heritage, and that they should come home, make Liberia their home. And myself, you know, we will introduce legislation in Liberia, which I've already done, to ensure that people of African American descent make Liberia their home. They are given all of the opportunities and the easy access to all the opportunities that are in Liberia.
Why do you think that is important?
For economic reasons. The black people in this country are very rich. Very rich. So far we've narrowed them to America. We need to expand their view, their horizon, their understanding of the world, and the closest they can get to Africa to identify themselves is Liberia. We got to do that.
Somebody will say that you just hit the country today, you couldn't even rest the jet lag, you were back out here. I mean, finally, what's the message to your people watching? I know you have to get back and get some talking going.
No, the message is, for me, whatever I have to do to represent my country, I'll do it. Whatever, I was invited to come to this program. I have very important things to do back home. I took this weekend, and you know, I'm on my way back to Monrovia.
We'll catch you soon, Mr. Belete. I know you have to make some connections and have some tete-a-tete out there.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Mr. Hassan Belete, he's representative of Nimba County here at this Martin Luther King Jr. awards dinner here in Maryland, the USA. KMTV, we are everywhere. That's why we are right here.
Good job, man.
Keep going on, fellas.
These are members of this delegation, CMC people all here, making it work with the standard bearer, the political leader. The global chair herself is there. All right. There's a huge hall,